With the new Unearthed Arcana, Wizards of the Coast decided to revive the revived rogue.
He's a phantom! Welcome to the Home Brew Crew. I'm Tony, this is Sean, and we are back and reviewing some new Unearthed Arcana.
Yeah, so with this most recent batch of new classes, they actually kind of went back and revised some of the ones that we've seen in the past, specifically with the revived rogue that we saw in one of the more recent Unearthed Arcanas.
Right, and this is now the Phantom Rogue.
Yes.
And I really like this a lot. I like what they changed with it, and it's all due to you guys writing into them and saying, hey, I don't really like this.
Yeah, it's very important that you always leave your feedback, because not to say that anything from the last revision was bad, but Wizards of the Coast took all of your feedback and essentially made a lot of great changes that makes this class much more fleshed out as a rogue.
Absolutely. Now, in order to show you the difference between the two, we are going to show you our brand new invention, the Class-o-Matic. So here we go. So the old rogue on that was very, very social. Like a lot of the different stats and things that were there, and all of its little things that it added were these social things, like being able to talk to ghosts and this, that, whatever. And I didn't quite care for it. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, it definitely had a lot of things going on for it. It had the thing where you can, ask questions, change your alignment and flaws, every time that you died.
Not being able, you don't have to breathe, you don't have to eat, you don't have to sleep.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It was like, hey, a little much. Yeah, I get it. You survive death, but come on.
Yeah.
The new one, however, goes a little bit more in depth when it comes to the damage, and I think it makes it a lot more roguey.
Yeah, they've added a lot more features that kind of focus on dealing more damage, but they still kept a lot of features from the old one that still make it fairly social, and even some new things that make it a little bit tanky as well.
And if you'd like to know how we score that, I will leave everything in the description below, and we're going to use this for all of our other classes as well. But let's get into this new rogue. Well, new-ish. The first thing is Whispers of the Dead. Now, this didn't change at all.
Which is fine. We actually really like this feature. So basically, every time you finish a short or long rest, you can gain one skill or tool proficiency, and then every time you take that rest, you can basically switch it out for something else.
Right. Now, that's kind of useful with things. It's nice. It adds to that social aspect of things, like on that chart. Just because now, okay, well, I need to be good with, I don't know, I need to be good to make a pot or something.
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
I need to be good at cooking all of a sudden. This is a great way of taking those things from other souls that you have.
Yeah, it kind of adds to that whole flavor thing of, you're kind of traveling to these different souls and you're kind of borrowing these skills that they've had previously. So it's pretty cool.
Right. So now that didn't change, but this next one did. And this is Wails from the Grave.
Yeah, so this one's pretty interesting. So essentially, when you make a sneak attack damage to a creature, second target within 30 feet of that creature, you can actually add half of the sneak attack dice, and you round up for that, and you actually add that damage as psychic damage to that other creature.
Right, so it's kind of like this, the rogue doing more damage, obviously, but at the same time, it's like you have this stab in the back kind of thing, and then all the souls around that person cry out in terror, and it hurts another person. It's kind of a neat thing.
Yeah, they swapped this out for that other feature where you don't have to sleep and stuff, which is kind of still makes sense, but we like this new one because, again, it adds in that kind of extra punch that you need when you're a rogue. When you're a rogue, you want to deal that extra damage, when you're sneaking around. So it's actually a really cool feature.
That's right. Let the bard be the skill maker.
Yeah, someone else can do it.
He can do that. This next one is Tokens of the Departed. Now, this changed a little, but I like what they did.
Yeah, so essentially, whenever a target dies within your range, you can kind of make a small token, and it's kind of added to this little coin purse of tokens that you kind of keep.
And when you get rid of that token, like when you destroy that token, you're now able to summon that spirit and ask it a question. Now, the difference between this and the old one was the old one is would actually cast the spell on that, the speak with dead stuff.
Yeah.
And, it couldn't lie to you. It would only answer yes, no, uncertain, like that. Like a magic 8-ball.
Right, basically.
But with this new one, the ghost can lie to you.
Yeah, exactly. And the important thing to note is that as long as you have a token on you, you actually have an advantage on Constitution saving throws and Death saving throws. So you're kind of like, encouraged to keep them, but if you're using them, you get a cool little feature that is kind of useful social-wise and gameplay-wise.
Right, and your DM gets to pick the trinket or token that it is, and I can get really creative, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because it kind of gives the DM a chance to roleplay these past characters, kind of play around with it. So there's a lot of opportunity for this kind of little neat feature.
Absolutely. All right, this next one is Ghost Walk. Now, what class wouldn't be complete without some ability to fly, move around, and cause havoc?
Yeah, exactly. And it's pretty cool. You kind of become a ghost in a way. So you have a flying speed of 10 feet. You can hover. People have disadvantage to attack you, and then you can kind of now like go through objects and other people as difficult terrain. Just don't end your turn in those things.
He's a phantom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. No, it's a similar thing that you don't want to end your turn there because you're going to end up taking that damage from ending your turn inside an occupied space. But it does open up things to getting through walls, getting through doors, kind of nifty stuff.
Yeah, and I kind of like this because previously they had that other feature where you would basically kind of warp when you're using your cunning action.
Right.
This is a little bit more balanced in a gameplay perspective, and actually it's kind of cool, just kind of like being this kind of apparition, kind of like floating around.
See, I like that more too. I like the fact that it's not like the disappearing thing reminding me of like being a wizard or a warlock.
Yeah, I kind of got more of like a shadow rogue thing. This is more kind of like that undead, that more necrotic kind of feel to it, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. Now the last thing you get, I personally love, and that is the death knell. Now this is essentially that Wails from the Grave feature, but expanded.
Yeah, so basically, normally you would only be able to use the Wails from the Grave on that second target. Now, once you hit 17th level, that extra damage, which is half of your sneak attack, gets added on the first target and the second one.
So the sneak attack damage, okay, yes, the second target gets that half. Okay, yeah, that happened, like level whatever, 3 or whatever it was. Now, if you think about it, at, what was that, 17th level?
Yeah.
Okay, you add all of your sneak attack dice when you do that sneak attack, then you add another half of your maximum sneak attack dice
like
to that
doubling
damage.
your sneak attack bonus.
Well, 1.5, but yes.
That first target I feel very bad for, by the way. It's quite unfortunate. But yeah, and it's great because it's a very simple feature, because I remember at level 17 they had, they had like all this other stuff that you add, but it's kind of more simplified in this sense, but it makes it more roguelike because you're dealing with extra damage.
And just imagine you as the DM, he'll steal a piece of that person's soul after he kills him with all that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play that. If you killed me that way with all that damage, I would lie to you left and right.
Yeah, exactly.
You summon me to ask me a question? I don't know. I would not tell a single soul. No pun intended.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting because we did like that first revived rogue. We actually, when we went over that one, there was a lot of really good features about it, and the theme was well and all that. But this one is really cool because it's kind of going more on that rogue-like status. You're dealing more damage while still keeping some of the old features that kind of add that social aspect as well.
Absolutely. Now, I think they did a great job with this, and I think this one is a lot better than the previous one.
Simpler too.
And it feels more roguey. Tell us what you guys think. Do you like the revived rogue better, or do you like the phantom rogue better?
Yeah, be sure to leave a comment down below. And also, if you do like our videos and you want to see more homebrew content, be sure to subscribe to us as well.
Yeah, that little thing is down here in the corner still, and it really helps us out, just the subscribers alone. We want to get to 10,000 by the end of the year.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yes. And remember, the best campaigns are always the ones that are homebrewed, and the ones that you sometimes have to conjure up a few souls. So until next time,
keep brewing.